Okay, I figured I'd show a quick video showing the progress I made on this lawnmower. Got the engine in place. It's being held by this bolt and this bolt up here. This one needs to be removed for the belt guard. It also bolts in right here as well. Basically where the dirt is off on the base here. Here it is right here. But it's best to have at least 2 bolts in here so you're not putting too much strain on that hole right there, especially when the lawnmower is on its side. As you can see, I got this right here. I have already test fit it. That's why it has spewed all over the place anti-seize, just to make sure it would fit, and it fits good. Just got to move the belt out of the way, get the belt on, that'll tighten right in. One issue I did run into when doing some measuring, this bolt here is actually the one from one of the other machines. It's slightly too short. It's basically, when it goes in, it's about that far it sticks out. So this much is basically going through the thickness of the blade adapter and the top thickness of this pulley. So it's really only going in to the crankshaft, the thickness of my thumb. I might consider upgrading this bolt. Might not be a bad idea to try and find something different for that, just in case. I'll show more of that in a second once I get the pulley right into place, and I will hand tighten the bolt on so you guys can actually see where it's sitting. So this here just goes around and it's on. So, and that goes up nice and tight. Not too tight. It's not touching the sump here of the engine. It's on there just right, perfectly. The engine has not changed positions at all. The engine went back in exactly where it was. It's kind of hard to turn right now because I do have the brake hooked up. Everything on the top side is actually pretty much done except for the top cover. As you can see, the original engine is sitting over there on that base. Obviously just sitting there. That engine will be garbage. Unless someone can give me a definitive answer on what could be wrong with it. And I might make an attempt at it. So with the bolt sitting in place, as you can see, that's pretty much all that's going into the bottom of the crankshaft. So like I said, I should possibly find a larger bolt. I'll show you the original one that came out of the original engine compared to this one. This is the original bolt, but this will not fit this crankshaft. This bolt here is actually a little bit smaller diameter. So not really worried about it hitting something and shearing off the bolt, since it does have all this bracketry here that holds it in place. I'm more worried about the actual length, physical length of the bolt not being long enough. So this bolt here, let's see it better on the ground, on the floor I mean. Really, there's not much difference in length. About a quarter of an inch, but a quarter of an inch makes a big deal, especially with stuff like this and other stuff in life. So anyways, I'm gonna get the blade back in. I also have some red Loctite right here, so I'm gonna put a drop of that on the end of the threads. And like I said, next time I go to Canadian Tire, I will try and find a longer bolt. I don't think I have anything in my stash. These are a fine thread bolt, so they're kind of special. Or what I'll do is I'll bring a different one with me so I don't have to disturb this one and try and just get a longer length. Going into the crankshaft, let me grab something to measure that with. Okay, grab the screwdriver. We can actually measure the overall length of the crankshaft. So that's the length right there till it bottoms out. So compared to the original bolt is actually still too short for the length, and it's definitely way off on that one. It's at least a half inch, maybe a full inch. So obviously you don't want to go the full length of the crankshaft in with the bolt. Even the original one wasn't like that, but I think you'd want to go a little bit more than what it is going in. So I'm going to get the blade put back on. and then we'll tackle the blade guard right here, or the belt guard right here. Okay, blades on, tighten to 3 Ubba with my impact gun. Next, like I said, it's got compression, so it obviously won't start. And this engine hasn't been ran in quite some time. I've actually never had one start up while sitting on their side like this. I've heard of it happening. It's never happened to me, and to be honest, I'm not worried about it ever happening to me. So what I gotta do is get the bolt for here, set it in place, just so, again, so it doesn't put too much strain on the actual engine and the one current bolt that will be in it if I remove this bolt up here. Okay, I found it. It was sitting underneath my knee. But like I said, just get this tightened in so it doesn't put too much strain. This pretty much applies to all push mowers when you're working on them. You really don't want to just leave one bolt in and have the engine hanging off of it. And then basically bring this up into place, kind of like so. It'll come up a bit higher. I'll take this bolt out now. It's only in there hand tight. I'll get this in place and we'll tighten everything up hand tight and do 2 or 3 Ubba with this, and we're good. I never torque nothing. Really, there's no need to. Especially carburetors, intakes, anything plastic, you never torque them. It's just stupidity to torque them. Use your own judgment. I even know shops who don't even torque flywheels. They just take a gun like this or an air one and do 2, 3, 4 Ubba and you're good. I even asked the shop once, what do you recommend torquing a flywheel nut to? He pretty much looked at me and laughed. Says, we never torque them. And he asked me what am I using. I told him, see, I just hit it till like 3 or 4 times and it's more than good. So yeah, there you go. Even shops don't torque stuff. Okay, top bolt started. Good. This gun no longer retains anything pretty much. It's getting worn out. Still works good. There we go. So that's back in. The engine's in place. Basically just need to do the top changeover. Basically all I want to show in this video is that the drive setup from a different engine will fit as long as you have the correct size crankshaft, obviously. I believe these have a 3/4 inch crankshaft. This one was keyed on one side and it had a split key on the other side. I should have showed it, but I'm not taking it back apart to show it. And like I said, I will end up upgrading this bolt right here to a longer one just to be safe. Like I said, it's only going in maybe the width of my pinky or the width of my thumb into the bottom of the crankshaft. Yes, it'd probably be fine, but it's putting a lot of strain on, say, about 5 threads. So I would like it to go a little bit higher up into that crankshaft. Like I said, I probably won't remove this bolt here. I'll probably just bring this one right here with me. I believe it is the same thread, but this one here is actually too long. So I need one that length there, but this thread here. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.